defence. How do you think about the snake? How do you work your way around it? What are your thoughts on how you're going to defend each snake? Is it generic, or what do you do?
It's the person, isn't it? You've got to find out what's the best strategy. Obviously, if they've got a better pull side, better push side, and obviously whichever one's their favourite side, try and talk them into shooting it. So, like, if they've got a better push side, okay, start off showing them the push side, because if it's the better one, they're going to be looking at it automatically. So, like, if you're showing them, then fake to go there once or twice, then they're going to wait for you to go there and come back. Then you fake and try and stay on it, and try and bob between the straight and the long with the goalie, just like.
So do you always adopt that strategy to start with, or how do you adapt from there?
I don't do anything at the start, to be honest. I'm just watching what they're going to do and what the favourite side is, then try and work that out within the first game, what they might normally win. But then I try and shut them down later on.
So you use the first game.
First game in a best of 5.
Can you turn the music off?
If it's best of 3, then I might have to just go crazy. Yeah, if it's best of 5, normally the first game I'll try and work them out what they're going to do. Or once I've seen them before, then I know obviously which is the better side, and try and talk them into shooting that side, and obviously try and mix it up. Always try and have your men in the right positions, because if you're in no man's land like this defence here, you're not on the pull, you're not on the push, you're not on the straight. They can have all 3 options. You want to make sure the positioning's always right, so you're always on 2 of the 3 holes basically. Just come in and out at one time. Sometimes stop, sometimes don't stop. Move, sometimes fake to move, so they're going to wait for you to move, because there's 2 types of snake shooters mainly. One of them is there's the snake who actually waits for a hole and times the hole. They'll be looking at the man basically and waiting for you to move off the hole, then they'll shoot it. Or there'll be someone with a faster snake who'll just go straight at the hole, who'll go for the faster shot. And obviously, when it's there, so you've got to work out what kind of shooter they are, and if they're going to time you or they're going to try and beat you to the hole. So then you just adopt the right strategy after that.
Playing against some of the best players in the world, like with best snake players in the world, like Rob Mares, Tony Spreaderman, Billy Pappas. What do you do against someone like Rob, who doesn't even tend to look at the hole? How do you defend him? Because you can't sell him a hole.
No, you can't.
So how do you defend him?
So someone who just guesses like that, you just got to pick 2 holes and commit to it.
So you're just
guessing. You got to go with the guess. You got to think, all right, he's going to shoot one of 3 holes. You got to make sure you're on 2 of 3, and don't let him fake you off it, because he's not looking at a hole, so you can just stay. Sometimes you can stay still and push back to the middle. You won't move, but still go there. So stuff like that. If someone's shooting really fast, you just got to guess basically. Be on 2 of the 3 holes. Make sure you're never in no man's land.
So you're saying the worst thing we do is be in no man's. We have to
never look at the ball. Never look at the ball.
Never look at the ball.
No, don't look at the ball. No, because they're going to shoot. They might fake you, and you'll be more prone to fakes if they're shooting fast.
Right, and if you find you're getting drilled, it's the 5th game, you haven't got to grips them, what are you going to do then?
Adapt.
How do you do that? Is that again just pick and commit?
Yeah, well, you've got to change something up. If they're drilling you, there must be a reason. They must be keying on something on your defence. They must be seeing something in your defence what you don't know about. That's why they're scoring on you. So, like I said, sometimes if they're drilling you, just go to a complete shake, and sometimes the more you wait, the more of the middle try and leave a bigger middle, because you're showing them the longs at the beginning. And if you open up, you're disguising that the middle's open basically, and you try and be on the longs when they shoot. Or sometimes come in with a 3-D.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you for that. Okay. The next section is stick passing. So that has to be a live demonstration, I imagine.
Yeah, I guess it will.
Just the ins and outs of stick passing. We all probably know it's not perhaps as easy to learn as the brush pass, but the Americans seem to use it. Dave Gumerson, a master of it.
Yeah.
Do you want to just go ahead and show us a few?
Well, it depends what kind of stick pass you want to do. There's like 3 different types of stick pass. Is the one like Billy Pappas, who'll just set it up like that. Okay, and he'll just go lane or wall. He'll pick hole and beat you to the hole. So I'll do the lane from that position, do the wall. So he's just basically sitting and just waiting for a hole and pounding it when he gets there. But I can't do it without a grip. Or this Dave Gumerson who moves it around. It's like I said, if you've got this stick pass, basically the only 2 options. You can't really mix anything else with it, so you just got to beat him for speed. But like Dave Gumerson, he's more like a tic tac, and he'll throw in brushes sometimes, and then or he'll do a stick pass from the same position. So it's like he's got more options. It's difficult to demonstrate his right by, because it's only him who can do that basically, the way he does it.
How do you stick pass then? Because you just told us that there's 2, there's Billy and there's Dave, and you don't do that, so what do you do?
No, I do more of a Tom York kind of deal. He'll like weave in and out, then he'll set it up here, then he'll check if they're in the lane or in the wall. When you bring it down, if he's going to jump or he's going to stay, then obviously when I check it, if it's like that, okay, I think I can go higher than him, because he's not high enough. And Rob knew he was. so I'm doing like that, then I'll stop it, see where he is. So I'm in trouble here. if you drag it down, you can see he's jumping up to the lane. Just do a little bit of hesitation wall pass.
For those that don't know the ins and outs of the term hesitation wall pass, just quickly explain that.
Hesitation wall pass is where you're going to sell them that you're going to go lane, basically. You'll touch it, and then you can hit it fast again. You can do it, you just put a grip.
Rob?
Greg Zukowski, Chris Having, Tony Ford. Greg and Chris.
Hesitation is just like literally hesitate, and just whack a wall pass as fast as you can.
Right, so your hesitation is what's allowing them to jump up. You're selling in the lane, yeah?
You hesitate, come around with this player a little bit, so they jump in the lane like Rob did. And just whack a wall pass, if you can execute it. It's pretty hard. I'm not really the best at that pass. I don't use that pass very much, so it's just demonstrating the thought process behind it.
That's fantastic. And stick pass versus brush passing, which do you favour?
I prefer brush.
And the reason behind that?
There's loads more options.
Loads more options.
Lots more options with the brush pass because you've got like 3 or 4 different types of ball pass. You can do 4 or 5, well, 50 different types of lane passes. You can hit the pass from the same position, but the way you sell it to them can be like different. It's like that one. Okay, all you do is you just throw it, let it hitch, and just do a lane pass. Sometimes you can do a smooth one without hitching. Or there's a bump lanes where you bring it across, bump the wall, so he jumps to the wall, and just hit it through the lane. And then there's the runner, what Rob Davey does really well, trying to show him the runner pass. The runner pass is where you bring the ball down fast, but you brush it up in the same motion.
So you've already shown us there's 4 options there to the same hole. So
it's like runners, you're trying to bring the ball down fast. It looks like you're going to do a wall, and you just push it through the lane at the same time. And you can do like hesitation runner, like double tap. Like Rob David does that when he does the double tap. Or like I just threw a little shimmy in with my.
So you've now done about 7 variations in one hole. So it just shows how many options there are.
There's loads of options.
Well, right, so we don't overrun. We have to go on to the next one, which was a weird question. I can't remember who asked this one, which was, when's the best time to take a time out? How do you work your time out thinking?
The best time to take a time out is whenever you think of taking one. If you ever think you're going to take a time out, take it, because 9 times out of 10, if you fight yourself and say, oh, take a time out, no, just shoot it, most of the time you're going to miss and you're going to kick yourself for not taking one. So if you think about taking a time out, just take one. Just leave it at that. Okay. Because do you agree with that? So many times I've got the ball 4-4, it's like, I've been scoring pretty good, I set it up, I think, oh, I'll take the time out. Then you get baited into a hole and you shoot it and you think, bollocks, why don't I just wait? And when you take time out, just think, alright, what's been working for you? Try and think of the defence it's been giving you or something like that. Try and think of a good game plan for what's going to happen, basically. And just stick to that, commit to it.
Are you a big believer? I remember when I was in Vegas, Norm Cloney was telling me he's a massive believer in taking a time out to break up their play. If you've conceded 2 on the bounce, and even if they've been slop or they've been great goals, take the time out, break up their rhythm.
Yeah, momentum breakers. Yeah, it's like a defensive timeout. Like say you're winning 4-1. Suddenly they pass and score is 4-2, they're really motivated, then you pass, they'll slop it back into your goal, it's 4-3, suddenly you're under pressure a little bit, just take a time out, slow them down a little bit, so it just breaks their momentum and regathers your own thoughts rather than rushing in, because if you're 4-1 up, you want to finish the game, then you'll be doing things without thinking, so if you take time out, you regather your thoughts, stop their momentum, and obviously you come up with a good game plan to carry on.